Hi there, welcome to Wellbeing Conversations with me. I'm Aisha, and today we're going to talk about something not very serious and very playful. I wanted to talk about something that might feel a little bit unexpected, but it's got to do with healing. And healing doesn't have to be serious, it isn't a serious thing. It's sacred, yes, but it's also playful. Somewhere along the way, many of us started believing that healing has to be heavy, that growth must be intense, that transformation must be hard work. And sometimes it can be. But if I asked you, when have you felt the most powerful, the most grounded, the most clear? For many people, the answer isn't during a struggle, it's during joy. It's during those moments where you laughed so deeply with someone that your whole body relaxed. It's those moments where you felt light and clear and completely yourself. After deep laughter, don't you feel powerful? Don't you feel clearer about life? There is enormous power in that joy. And you know it. Have you ever got together with friends or siblings, and you all talked about old memories or about something that happened that was really funny, and you laughed so hard um, that your jaw was actually sore and your tummy was sore. But after you leave and you sit with yourself again, don't you feel clearer? It's almost was that healing moment. Or even if something happens, whether it's something really upsetting or maybe you're grieving, something like that, and then you may talk about something funny with somebody or a joke with somebody and it lightens up that whole moment, which means there's so much power in being lighter, in finding joy. There is so much power in it. If you watch children playing, you'll notice something extraordinary. You'll notice that they are fully present. They are moving energy constantly. As a child, you're still very much in tune with the energetics. They laugh easily, they cry easily, they release quickly. They don't hold on the way we do. They haven't yet accumulated all the layers of seriousness that adulthood often brings. The trauma, heartbreak, disappointment, world events, I don't know, responsibility. Children exist in a playful state. And that state is powerful because when we are playful, we are not in survival. We are in the flow. We are in the flow of life. And I feel like many of us became serious because life required it, right? We've come to this planet and they can be very hard and dense experiences. We had to cope, we had to protect ourselves. A lot of us had to grow up quickly. But seriousness is often a survival strategy. Joy, on the other hand, is a sign of safety. When the nervous system feels safe, play emerges naturally. And here's something important: the body heals best in safety. The nervous system regulates through safety. Clarity also comes through safety. So if healing feels rigid and pressured and heavy, the body may actually resist. But when healing feels sacred and playful, the body opens. In fact, I was having a discussion about the times we're living in with some of the girls yesterday after we had our Qigong session. And it was really interesting. I do find that we're living in a time now where, for as long as we can remember on this planet, we've lived in survival mode in various ways. All of us. When I listen to people's stories, we all were introduced to survival as kids for many different reasons, you know. And we are living in a time now where the energy on the planet is shifting, the frequencies are changing, and that no longer supports us anymore. In the shift that is happening on this planet, it is so vitally important to acknowledge that this is how we are living, and because we are moving out of that now. And it's an individual journey for each of us on how to calm the nervous system, on how to feel safe again, how to feel safe in our body, how to feel safe in the world. And I find that one of the most powerful things we can do for ourselves is the inner child work. And many of us have heard of it, doing the inner child work. And for many, many years, there's been many different people talk about inner child work and how you can do it. And I have to say that that is one of the most subtle and simplest things that you can do, but it is honestly one of the most powerful things you can do. And I want to speak about it in a very simple way. See, the inner child is part of you that once laughed freely, the part that was curious, the part that was imaginative, and that felt wonder. A powerful practice is this, right? You could find a place where you feel relaxed, and perhaps you might want to do this as a practice for the next month or so, and then hopefully doing it for a lot longer, but do an experiment and feel it for yourself. So what you want to do is you'll enter a relaxed state, like a meditative state, and go back to the earliest memory you can access and see the little you. Sometimes with my clients, when perhaps they were doing a meditation program with me and we were working through certain things, I'd get them to go and find pictures of themselves when they were younger. So it can also bring back some memories. And you could even, try to go as young as you can. And you can sit with that image, that picture, and see what memory comes up for you. That's a good way to start introducing it if you don't sort of have memories that are coming up immediately. So go back to that earliest memory and see the little you. If it was a joyful memory, step into it. Sit beside that little version of you and introduce yourself as the older you so that they actually become familiar and they can trust, this is the older me. Because, and the thing with this practice, without going into too much detail about it, is there is no such thing as time, right? So we agree upon time in this reality so that we can meet at this time and we can have a calendar and so on. But there is no such thing as time, which means that when we do these practices, especially in the healing work that I do with, say, QHHT, which is the quantum healing hypnosis technique, it's past life regression, you realize that very quickly that we can affect time by doing these processes, because when we heal, we can heal in all directions of time, and we affect our past and our future generations. Because when we heal, we're not just healing for ourselves. So you would then, as I've said, you bring up that memory of yourself, the little you, sit beside that little you, introduce yourself, and tell them how beautiful they are, how powerful they are, how much you love seeing them happy. Let yourself feel that joy again. And now here's a deeper layer. Over time, as you practice this, you may begin to visit memories that are not joyful, moments of sadness, moments of confusion, moments of trauma. And when you visit them, you don't go as the helpless child, you go as the wise adult. You sit beside the little you. And at this point, the little you is familiar with meeting with you on a regular basis, because you keep going back to visit the little you and you spend those moments with them. So when you're having this moment where there's been sadness and trauma and things like this, and you revisit them as the adult you, it's almost like you coming with this love, with this unconditional love and this healing energy. And you sit beside that little you hold them, you tell them that they are safe, you tell them that they are not alone, you tell them that they are loved. You want them to feel that deep love that you have for them. This is very subtle work, but honestly, it's powerful beyond measure. I've seen massive shifts in people from doing this work and in myself personally. Because a lot of the issues that we have in our life is because of unprocessed emotions, especially when we were kids, when things happen, because we weren't taught how to deal with emotions when we were kids, because our parents didn't know any better either. They weren't taught. So we just did the best that we could do, and we store this within our body. And when we're adults, we're responding to life from this space. So imagine if you could go to the cause of where this is and you could heal it there. It's absolutely and completely transformative, and in a very subtle way. And what you will find is if you give yourself time every day, that you are undisturbed and you can sit with yourself and do this little practice, oh my goodness, you would reap the rewards from this weeks, months, years later. There is something profound about this. Healing doesn't only move forward. When we access memory, we are accessing stored energy in the nervous system. When we bring safety and love into those stored memories, the body responds in the present moment. And when the body responds in the present moment, your future changes. As your inner child heals, something beautiful happens. You become lighter. You become clearer, more playful, less reactive. And joy returns naturally. And when you see the world through lighter lenses, your reality begins to reflect that too. We live in a time where seriousness is everywhere. World events, responsibilities, information overload. But this may be one of the most powerful times to choose joy. Not as avoidance, but as medicine. Peace is beautiful, but celebration is powerful. It's early in the morning here right now, and as you can hear, there's all the different birds waking us up. So if you hear these loud sounds, it's just the birds saying hello. Yeah, so as I was saying, this might be one of the most powerful times to choose joy. And celebration is powerful. Celebrating being human, celebrating laughter, celebrating creativity, celebrating connection. Healing doesn't have to feel like a burden. It can feel like remembering who you were before the world told you to be serious. And that remembering, it's sacred. This is sacred practice. And even when I say the word that this can be a celebration, I do feel like we at a time where there's so much happening in the world and all of these things are coming up. But you know what? This is the time to celebrate being human. We came here to experience being human. And when we talk about the energy of celebration, that is such a light vibration that instantly makes you feel joyful. So, in those moments where you're laughing about something or you're looking at your child or children playing and laughing, feel that joy, be in that moment, allow that to really take over you. Because when you feel that joy, that authentic joy from deep inside, that celebration, it is a powerful healing frequency. And if you've been approaching your healing as something heavy, maybe next week experiment with play. Laugh more, be silly, dance in the kitchen or in the shower. Talk to your inner child and notice how powerful you actually feel. Because healing isn't serious, it's sacred and it's playful. I feel like we can end it there today. This is a very powerful topic and it's a lot to sit with. So I wish you all the best with your healing work and sending you so much love and blessings during this time of healing and celebrating that process. I am going to record a meditation after this to assist with connecting with your inner child and accessing that joy. So I would really encourage you to, once you finish listening to this, and thank you for listening to me, for taking this time out for yourself so that you can really remember the power of who you are. And then I would encourage you to sit with the meditation and enjoy the process and see how you go with this healing process. I'd love to hear from you, so you're quite welcome to send me a message. Let me know how this has affected your healing process. And I also want to say thank you to all of the people that do send me messages. I really do appreciate it. I read through them and I'm very grateful. So thank you and have a beautiful week ahead and enjoy the meditation. Bye.